Bend first, then the roundabout. Hi everyone. Today's short little video is part one of a follow-up from my analysis compilation a few weeks back. There are a couple of points that came from it. One was the chicane clip, which I am going to do a separate video on. I haven't changed my mind on that one, and I'm going to explain a little bit more detail why. But this video is to hold my hands up and say, there was another little piece of information that I gave out that I said I'd been taught many years ago, and I had. And it was about the signs on poles. When you've got two signs on the poles, I always got taught that if you laid that pole down on the ground in the direction of travel, that's the way that those hazards should appear. And it's not the case. A couple of, well, not a couple, many people in the comment section told me otherwise, and of course I try and read every single comment, even now, and sometimes it takes me an absolute age. It's not always possible, but this information has come to light that it's in the traffic signs manual chapter 4. I can't remember the exact point, but in fact I'm not even going to explain it. I'm going to show it and read it. So here we go. So like I just said, traffic signs manual chapter 4, section 1.11, subsection 3, and this is exactly what it says. Where two or more warning signs are erected together, the sign relating to the hazard first encountered should be placed uppermost. When a new sign is added to an existing post, a review of current signs should be carried out, and if all are still required, it is important to ensure that the correct order is maintained, if necessary, adjusting the position of the existing signs. So yes, a number of my viewers were absolutely spot on. Like I just said, I did get taught this. I'm going to tell you exactly where it came from. First of all, the fleet qualification for driving instructors is a separate qualification. It's sort of like a little bit of a sidestep, which allows you to go into businesses and do risk assessment. I am fleet qualified, although I've used it probably once or twice in my whole career. It's not something that I really wanted to go and get into. However, when I was doing my fleet qualification, I can't remember even which year I did it, it was conducted by ex-police officers, because that's really what it's based off. It's based off roadcraft. And that's where my knowledge of roadcraft comes mainly from. A lot of people say, oh, do you know roadcraft? Yes, I do. And that's where it came from. But when I was doing this particular course, one of the ex-police officers who was running the course said that that was the case. It may have been back then, but it's not necessarily that now, like we've just seen in the traffic signs manual. Why didn't I know this information? Well, I'm usually pretty good. I know loads of things, if I was honest. Have a little look at these two. So which one of them comes first? The traffic lights and the horses. Well, it should be the traffic lights. I suppose technically that is correct, because this is one of these equestrian crossings. So you will be coming up slightly towards the traffic lights before the horses. But going back, I was taught this information by a police officer, so, well, an ex-police officer, so you would expect maybe that's the truth. But like I said, there's a few things that could have gone on, things could have changed. Why didn't I know about this situation? Well, I'm usually pretty good at knowing little bits and bobs of information, but it's super hard with all the different technicalities that you do keep up to date with everything. Another scenario, which should come first, the narrowing or the bridge? The narrowing should come first, the bridge should come after, and that's exactly what happens if you look at it. So already we've got a couple of these situations which is rung true. Let that one over. That was one of my lads there for a second, the same colour of car and car that he has. But I'm doing this little follow-up video, first of all, to hold my hands up. Secondly, to correct any information that I may have put out there that people may now be taking as gospel. And that's effectively what I did with that ex-police officer, the one delivering the course. I took his word as gospel. And I don't ever want to do that. I'm not ever going to say that everything I do is going to be spot on. 2 signs here, side road and school. Well, there's no side road anymore. It's a roundabout. So yeah, we'll just leave that one there, I think. But yeah, I don't ever want to put information out that people are going to then maybe have problems with. So I'm more than happy to hold my hand up and say, look, I got it wrong, and I did. But I would also, and this is the main part of this video, like to say such a massive, massive thanks to every single one of you who contribute towards this amazing driving community we have all built. And that's what it is. It's an amazing resource of information. If you think, loads of people say to me, oh, use your channel for, you know, learning, to keep me, you know, switched on and keep me up to date with things. You know what? I use my own channel for exactly the same thing. Yes, I should really know a situation and the signs in that order meant that particular thing, but it didn't. Like I said, you can't know absolutely everything, but it makes me super proud knowing the community that I've played a massive part in building. And honestly, the wealth of information that's available on tap from all you great people is amazing. So a massive thank you, and thank you for supporting my quest to make our roads a safer place. Keep safe, everyone. I'll see you soon.